If you're looking for a great place to buy your toys, Kokis has a great range of figures, including your favorite ones from Hiya toys like Godzilla, King Ghidorah, the female Muto. Get 6% off in all your purchases with my discount code. Use RubiGamingx to get all your favorite figures much cheaper than anywhere else with fast shipping. Link in the description down below. This also means you don't have to wait for those long releases from the US. You can get everything much faster and exactly the same time that Hiya Toys releases their figures from their end. So what are you waiting for? Use the link in the description, apply the code to get everything much cheaper. It's highly recommended. Thank you for watching the video. In today's video, we're going to be comparing Hiya Toys versus Neca. What are exactly the differences between both figures? To take into consideration that Neca has a few years outdated. This came out for Godzilla King of the Monsters, while this is a much updated version of Burning Godzilla from Hiya Toys, providing better articulation and more details. Off the bat, as many of you guys can tell, the color difference between both of them is huge. Hiya Toys decided to go with a more orange and black with a little touch of yellow, while Neca decided to go with a more translucent red, covering it with some yellows, oranges, and blacks, which looks very nice. I have to say that I have to give this to Neca. Their paint job on their Burning Godzilla is much better compared to Hiya Toys, but again, I think this is a more personal taste on the colors. If you like a Burning Godzilla with more orange and black, go with Hiya Toys. Something with more colors that vibrates more burning effect, then go with Neca. It has a really excellent paint job with red, yellow, black, orange, pretty much all the colors that makes lava come to life. And of course, another major difference would be the dorsal plates. Both of them have different designs and details for the dorsal plates, different colors. The Hiya Toys has a more yellow and orange, while the Neca has a more darker orange with yellow touches throughout the dorsal plates with hints of red. It was competing against Monster Arts. Their price point was between $20 to $35 at most with shipping, and Hiya Toys is on the more expensive medium size. It goes from $51 plus shipping, so there is a gap difference between the price point and also in height. While Neca was a little bit taller than Monster Arts, Hiya Toys is definitely on the higher type of figures. You had Neca for such a long time and then you compare it to Hiya Toys, you really don't know what you've been missing on until you compare it to the Hiya Toys Burning Godzilla. There is a huge difference in sculpt wise, and right off the bat, the mouth area on the Neca compared to the Hiya Toys is a night and day difference. On the Neca one, it's just, there's something off about it. It looks way too thin, the proportions seem to be off, and it makes the overall sculpture awkward. It's not a bad sculpture, but it does feel very outdated compared to what Hiya Toys is offering with their Burning Godzilla. And overall, their engineering for articulation is different with the neck, the arms, and the legs, and as well for the tail articulation. On profile, you get a good idea of how the proportions are much better on the Hiya Toys compared with the Neca, and the differences between their legs, the thickness of the figure, the overall details. Both of them have great details, but you really get a little bit more with the Hiya Toys on the head sculpture wise. You can tell there's a huge difference. The overall feet and claws look a lot better on the Hiya Toys comparing it to Neca's, and you can really start to feel how Neca is feeling outdated compared to a modern figure like Hiya Toys. The overall details and design is much better. On the Necas, they almost feel like 2014, 2019 mixture. They're not the worst, but you really appreciate what Hiya Toys has done with their design. The dorsal plates, I can tell right off the bat the Hiya has more sharper and defined details with the dorsal plates, while on the Necas, the edges and the tips almost feel a bit too soft. Details on both of them are great, but I would have to give it to Hiya Toys. They seem more accurate, more to what we saw with the King of the Monsters version and Godzilla 2021. Much better design, much better proportions overall compared to Neca. Neca They do have excellent details, but the size of the dorsal plates are very off. For articulation, there's no question that Hiya Toys is the one providing you much more articulation and depth comparing it to Neca. At the time, Neca was a medium range figure that was okay, comparing it to Monster Arts, which was dominating at the time, comparing it to Neca. Neca at the time was struggling big time, but for what it is, it's an excellent figure. Another important thing, there is actually 2 versions for the Burning Godzilla on Neca's end. This is the updated version. The old version is more hunched over and the colors are different. I do have both of them and I made a video in the past if you want to find out the differences. But yes, overall, the latest version for the Neca one stands up straight more. It has better colors and the translucent color is a little bit different. Overall, it's a better figure when you're comparing it to the first released. The other major thing that defines the differences between both of them is Neca is providing you a translucent Burning Godzilla, which of course gives you the best material out there, and I would have to give this to Neca. Honestly, the red in the paint job already looks fantastic on their end, and with that translucent color, it helps it and elevates it to the next level. It's not bad on the Hiya Toys. They have a good paint job. I was expecting a little bit better, and this is what you could have done on this figure.